I know what it is, Judy and Jimmy. It's writing that's been blotted on him from a piece of paper. It's just on backward, that's all. If I had a looking glass, I could read it off like nothing.
I have a little looking glass, Cinnamon Bear, right here in my sweater pocket.
Swell. Give it to him so we can get saved.
Here it is.
Well, strangers, will you attempt to save your lives?
Your Majesty, it has been revealed to me that I may make known to you and your subjects the inscriptions on your Majesty's person. Have I your permission to perform a bit of magic?
You have.
Very well. I approach your Majesty. I hold this magic eye to your chest. Now, looking glass, shining bright, read us what's within your sight. Hocus pocus, ishkabibble. Oh, this is good. Come here and look, Judy and Jimmy.
How dare you laugh at my chest?
I can't help it. Do you want to know what your mysterious inscription says?
Certainly. Read on.
Okay, you asked for it. Here goes. 1 pound hamburger, half a pound of Limburger cheese, 5 cents worth of onions.
He must have been blotted on somebody's shopping list.
I regret to inform your Majesty that your magical inscription is just the makings of a Dutch lunch.
Enough! Your insults and laughter at our royal expense shall cost you dearly.
What do you mean?
Captain, summon the royal guard. Summon the royal executioner.
Executioner?
Conduct these insulters outside the gate.
Yes, Your Majesty.
And have them thrown into the immense inkwell.
Goodness gracious, that sounds bad for our friends, doesn't it? King Blotto III really means business, I'm afraid. It's hard to wait until next time to find out what's going to happen to Judy and Jimmy and the Cinnamon Bear when the Royal Guard and the Royal Executioner take them to the immense inkwell.
And here's the Cinnamon Bear.
I wonder what's happening to Judy and Jimmy and the Cinnamon Bear. They lost the Silver Star again when the Crazy Quilt Dragon jumped into the Root Beer Ocean, and as though that weren't bad enough, they were captured by the Inkaboos, strange people made out of blotting paper with their faces drawn on in ink. Crazy Quilt escaped, but the rest of our brave expedition was led before King Blotto III, accused of violating all sorts of Inkaboo laws, and finally condemned to be thrown into the immense inkwell. Now we find Judy and Jimmy and the Cinnamon Bear completely surrounded by Inkaboos, standing on the brink of the immense inkwell.
Jimmy, hold my hand. I'm scared.
Dearie me, this inkwell really is immense and black as pitch.
Willikers, it's almost a block across.
Yes, and it's over 3,000 thingamajigs deep, and it's icy cold.
Oh, my beautiful stuffing. This'll be the end of Patio Cinnamon, sure.
And we'll never get the Silver Star back. Maybe we'll never have another Christmas even. Oh, I wish we were back home with Mother and Daddy.
Oh, don't cry, Judy. I'm right here. I'm a pretty good swimmer, you know. I got a badge for it. But I don't know how good I can swim in that awful ink.
You can't. This is unswimmable ink. You'll just sink and sink and sink.
Oh, you mean old blotters.
His Right Royal Highness, King Blotto III.
Ow, ow, ow.
Well, let's get on with the execution. Come. Where's the royal executioner?
Excuse me, Your Majesty, but the Royal Executioner isn't here.
Isn't here? Why isn't he?
This is his day off.
Why doesn't somebody tell me these things? Send someone after him.
Begging your pardon, Your Majesty, but Executioners Union Local 33 1/3 would be very much annoyed if we did.
Maybe we'll get saved yet, Jimmy.
What a way to run a kingdom. Here we have 3 very insulting people to execute, and the executioner is taking a day off. I'm flabbergasted.
But, Your Majesty, how is it?
Quiet! Where's my royal secretary?
Here I am, Your Majesty.
Take a proclamation. Quote, Be it known hereinafter and from this date henceforward that the royal executioner shall not, underline not, shall not take his day off if it is the day of an execution. And furthermore...
Excuse me, Your Majesty, but how can the royal executioner not take his day off on the day of an execution if he starts off on his day off before it becomes the day of an execution? Do I make myself clear?
Absolutely. What do you mean?
Well, the royal executioner left for his day off this morning, and this did not become a day of an execution until this afternoon.
Oh, very well, then. Don't take a proclamation. You see if I care.
If things keep up at this rate, we may have a chance yet, Jimmy.
That's what I think.
Well, why doesn't somebody do something?
I'm sorry, Your Majesty, but the Inkaboo Constitution is very rigid in the matter of executions. I'm afraid we're lost without the royal executioner to officiate.
Well, why don't you just sort of call the whole thing off, huh?
That'd be elegant.
Sure. You don't want to have an execution anyhow.
We do so, and don't you speak until you're spoken to. This here now execution has got to go on.
What'll we do? Possibly we could postpone the...
Hooray! Hooray!
Now, what's the matter with you?
I've been trying for 10 years to remember what my official position is, and it just dawned on me sudden like. Hooray! Hooray!
Oh, cut the hooray business and tell us who you are, if it makes any difference.
Oh, but it does, Your Majesty. I just happen to remember that I'm the Assistant Royal Executioner. So there.
We're some children. They'll dunk us like donuts.
Oh, I don't want to be pushed into that awful big old inkwell.
Me neither. I'll fight him first. Come on, leave me.
No, you don't. Hold him, man.
Leave me alone. Ouch!
Now, don't do that again, blotterface, or I'll scratch you to shreds.
Did you hear that? This little runt says he'll scratch me to pieces.
And he will, too.
Gurrah! Gurrah!
Oh, make that thing stop making that funny noise, will you? And for the love of ink, get on with the execution.
Very well, Your Majesty.
Gurrah!
Just a minute. What's that person doing anyway?
He's a cinnamon bear, and that's his growl.
Yeah, and it scares people like everything.
Ah, fiddlesticks doesn't scare me at all, but I find it most annoying. Kindly desist, will you? And in the name of 10,000 pen wipers, please proceed with the execution.
Of course, Your Majesty. Are the prisoners in line to be shoved off into the immense inkwell, Captain?
Well, sort of, but they won't stand still. Here, you. All of you put your arms around each other so the executioner can push you in with one push.
Oh, dear.
There. All ready now.
I'm awful scared, Cinnamon Bear.
Just be calm like me, Judy. Something always happens.
Sure, like in storybooks. The Marines will come, maybe.
What is holding us up now? I'm rapidly losing my patience.
Pardon, Your Majesty, but I temporarily forgot how the ceremony begins.
Well, you better remember in a jiffy, or I'll have you dropped into the inkwell when the royal executioner gets back from his day off.
Yes, Your Majesty. Oyez, oyez! In the name of His Majesty, King Blotto III, I, Assistant Executioner, do hereby prepare to shove these prisoners into the black depths of the immense inkwell.
Well, go on.
Your Majesty will please forgive me, but I can't just remember the exact wording of the execution.
Absurd. Why, I'll have you...
Please, couldn't I just skip over that part and shove them in right away?
Your Majesty, unless the executioner proceeds according to custom, the execution may not be done.
Oh, this is the last straw. Oh, dear, let me see. Maybe I can remember how it begins. One for the money. Two
for the show.
Oh, splendid. One for the money, two for the show, three...
Jimmy and I know that one.
You bet. It's one for the money, two for the show, three to make ready.
No, don't, Jimmy. You're just helping them throw us in this awful inkwell.
Jiminy Crickets, I forgot.
Your Majesty, I remember it all now. May we proceed with the execution?
By all means, and make it snappy.
One for the money, two for the show, three to make ready.
And oh! Who interrupts magnificent ceremony of execution.
Why, it's the crazy quilt dragon.
Where?
I see him, and bless my stocking if he hasn't got reinforcements.
Hooray, we're safe.
Company, prepare to defend yourselves.
Crazy Quilt's got a company of scissor soldiers. They'll cut the Inkaboo blotters to pieces.
Well, let's try to get through and meet Crazy Quilt.
We can't. We're completely surrounded by these awful Inkaboos.
They're going to try and hold us.
Up and at 'em, boys. Mow 'em down.
Here we are, Crazy Quilt.
Hold on, friends. We'll break through. Call for reinforcements. Bring out the artillery.
That's what's up, Crazy Quilt.
Give him the works. Hurrah!
Here he is. There's Crazy Quilt.
Oh, you got here just in the nick of time, Crazy.
So glad we did. But the fight's not over yet. The Inkaboo captain just called for the artillery.
Oh, these scissor soldiers will fix them all right.
I don't think so. Scissors can raise havoc with ordinary Inkaboo blotters, but they're not much good against the artillery.
Just as soon as there's a big enough break in the line, we'll run for it. Hurrah! At 'em, boys!
Here comes the Inkaboo artillery.
Look, they're big fountain pens.
Right, and they squirt ink.
Gee, look what they're doing to the scissor soldiers. They're slipping and sliding all over the place.
Oh, that's what I was afraid of. They can't cut a thing when they're wet.
Oh, hooray! There's a break in the Inkaboo line.
Come on, let's run for it. All right, but where do we go? We can't just run and run.
Of course not. The Inkaboos will catch us.
Well, just keep running. I think I know a safe place.
Where's that?
The root beer ocean. We'll all jump in, and the Inkaboos won't dare follow us because they get soaked and fall to pieces.
Wonderful, Crazy Quilt. Let's run even faster.
Yes, but what about Cinnamon Bear? He can't jump in the root beer ocean.
Mercy, no. It would be the end of me and my extra special stuffing.
Don't worry about that. You can all climb on my back, and I'll swim you.
Crazy Quilt, you're a lifesaver.
Oh, not yet, I'm not. We've still got to make it to the beach. Let's go.
Oh, there's the root beer ocean.
I was afraid we'd never make it.
Oh, gee, here come those Inkaboos.
All right, up on my back, all of you.
Okay, Crazy Quilt. I'm on. How about you, Jimmy?
Right behind you, Judy.
Me too.
All set for the takeoff?
All set, Crazy.
Then here we go.
Just made it. Boy, are those Inkaboos mad.
Yeah, but they don't dare follow us.
We're certainly grateful to you for saving us, Crazy Quilt.
Oh, Shaw, it was nothing. I just wanted to show you how sorry I was about the Silver Star.
Oh, I'd almost forgotten about our Silver Star with all the excitement and everything.
Yes, but we still got the triumph to put on top of our tree, or Christmas won't be Christmas.
Well, do you think I've redeemed myself enough to be allowed to help you look for it, my friend?
Crazy Quilt, as one cinnamon bear to a dragon, I'd say yes. What do you think, children?
Sure. Crazy Quilt's one of us now.
And we're glad to have him.
Oh, my friends, I am touched. I don't know how.
My stuffing.
Willikers, what a big wave that was. Are you all right, Cinnamon Bear?
Dunky, dunky.
Jimmy, look, over there. Isn't that our Silver Star?
Oh, sure enough. It's floating on top of the root beer ocean as nice as you please.
Eureka! Swim over that way, Crazy Quilt, so Jimmy can reach out and grab it.
Right you are, Skipper.
Now, just a little closer, Crazy Quilt.
Ooh, what's that?
Wow, it's a big whale. A blue and white polka dot whale.
Odds bodkins, it's Wesley, the wailing whale.
And he came up right between us and our Silver Star.
And he sees it, too. And he's opening his mouth.
Oh, he swallowed it right up.
Well, if it isn't one thing, it's another. This is certainly a pretty pickle for our young friends. No sooner do they escape the Inkaboos and find their precious Silver Star floating serenely on the root beer ocean, but a blue and white polka dot whale with an appetite has to come along and gobble it up. Let's listen next time and see what happens. Never can tell, you know.
And here
Now let's see what's happening to our adventurous Judy and Jimmy and the Cinnamon Bear. Last time we saw them, they had just barely escaped being thrown into the immense inkwell by the Inkaboos. Crazy Quilt Dragon arrived in the nick of time with Scissor Soldiers, who held off the enemy long enough for them to rush down to the beach, jump on Crazy Quilt's back, and plunge into the root beer ocean. You see, the Inkaboos didn't dare follow them because they were made of blotting paper and would have been soaked to pieces. You'll remember, too, that they discovered their precious silver star floating on the water. And just as Jimmy was about to pick it up, a blue and white polka dot whale rose out of the ocean and...
Swallowed it just like that. Oh, why did that old whale have to go and eat our silver star? I'm getting worrieder and worrieder that we won't get it back in time to put it on our Christmas tree.
We'll do our especially best, Judy. All we can do for now is to wait until he comes up again.
Say, Crazy Quilt.
Yes, Jimmy?
Do you know this whale who swallowed our silver star?
Slightly. He invited me out for a clam chowder dinner once. His name is Wesley, and he always has the tummy ache.
How long do you think it'll be before he comes to the top again?
Oh, can't ever tell. What I'm worried about is that he might come up someplace else where we won't see him.
Oh, dear. Whatever will we do?
We'll just have to be patient and wait and hope he shows up somewhere around here.
Speaking of waiting, if we have to wait much longer, I'm vastly afraid you folks won't have any place to wait.
Well, what do you mean, Crazy Quilt?
Well, it's this way. I'm not really a watertight dragon, and in order to make any sort of extended sea cruise, I have to go on a special diet. It takes about 4 barrels of corks to put me in the pink.
And you haven't eaten any corks lately?
Not for some time, and if I stay in this root beer ocean very much longer, I'll get waterlogged. Or maybe I should say root beer logged and sink.
Oh, my stuffings. Can't we go someplace where you can dry out?
How about that big rock over there?
An excellent thought, Jimmy. I'll just head in that direction. Be there in a...
Ahoy! Avast there, belay!
What's the matter, Cinnamon Bear?
There's the whale. He's coming up. Oh, look at him. He's coming
Hello
up.
there, Wesley.
Hello, Crazy Quilt.
How are you, you old blue and white blubberer?
Oh, there you go. Insulting me just because you know I'm a sick whale. Oh, woe is me.
Oh, I was only fooling. What's bothering you now?
Hurry up and tell him about our star.
In a minute, Judy. I said, what's bothering you now, Wesley?
It's a pain I can't quite locate. Oh, dear, it just jumps all around.
I've a pretty good idea what it might be, my drooping denizen of the deep.
Oh, you have? Well, tell me like a good dragon.
Remember about an hour ago you swallowed something floating around here?
Oh, yes, of course. It's just a tea time snack, nothing heavy.
Maybe so, but what you swallowed was a silver star that belongs to my young friends up here, Judy and Jimmy, and the fellow sitting behind them is Paddy O'Cinnamon.
Hello, folks. Sorry to meet you when I'm feeling so miserable.
No wonder you don't feel good after eating our silver star.
Oh, what a pity. I don't know why I did it, really. I've no appetite at all, just nibble here and there. Oh, whoa, ho, ho.
You're the funniest whale I ever heard of. Never saw anything like you.
Of course you haven't. Oh.
You've never seen a wailing whale until you've looked at me, oh. I've wailed in 11 seas from Tokyo to Rio. I never smiled, I never laughed, I never grin or snicker. It takes too long to smile a smile, a frown is so much quicker. Whaley, groan and grumble, dearie, dreary, dear. Roar and rumble, moon and mumble, woe is me. I wail by day, I wail by night, in winter, spring, and autumn. I wail on top the ocean's waves or on the ocean's bottom. I'm very fond of tummy aches. In fact, I like to be sick. I thrash the water till it's rough,
then float till I get seasick. Waily, waily, groan and grumble, dearie, dreary, dear. Roar and rumble, moon and mumble, woe is me. Oh, woe is me.
Very nice,
very
Mr.
good,
Whale.
Wesley.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Do you like my voice? I've had considerable comment on it. You ought to hear me cut loose with rocked in the cradle of the deep. Many...
You're all right, Wesley, if I may presume to call you that.
Well, that's quite all right. You know what? I think I'd sound much better if I didn't feel so bad.
I should think you would feel bad. That silver star you ate was made of glass.
Yes, what? Glass? Oh, dearie me. Oh, double dearie me. I'm certainly the most unfortunate whale that ever flipped a flipper.
You didn't chew it up, did you?
No, I didn't, but that doesn't help matters any. Glass. Oh, dear. Somebody get a doctor quick. I'm going. I know I'm going.
Oh, of course you're not, Wesley. Just take a good deep breath and see what you can do about returning the star to its rightful owner.
Oh, I'm so indisposed. I think I'm going to faint. What? No smelling salts? Oh, whoa.
Oh, dear. There he goes. And the silver star inside him. What do we do now?
Wait until he comes up again. Maybe he'll feel better then.
Not Wesley. He enjoys poor health.
Oh, what do you say we climb up on that rock like we planned to do? Then Crazy Quill can get dried out, and we can watch for Wesley to come up to the top again.
Fine. Hold on tight, everybody. Up we go. Here we are. Now, if you'll all get off, I'll take myself a bit of a sun bath.
Sure enough.
Yeah, come on, Judy. I'll help you down.
Thanks, Cinnamon Bear.
Pardon me, my friends. I shall retire to a remote corner and stretch me out in the sun. See you later.
Yeah, take a good rest, Crazy Quill.
Oh, hello.
Hello yourself.
It's a seal, Judy.
Howdy, folks. Welcome to our city.
It isn't a city. It's just a wow.
I know. Just a figure of speech. Welcome anyhow. I'm Samuel, the trained seal.
Like the ones in the circus?
Have you seen them? Amateurs, my boy. Just amateurs. You haven't seen a thing until you've seen me perform.
Well, if you're so good, let's seal.
Not now, Jimmy. Get him to dive down and wake up the wailing whale.
Okay, here's trick number 1.
Too late now, Judy. That pesky seal set on showing himself off.
Oh, it's a thriller, folks. I toss this ball high into the air, turn a somersault, blow a whistle, and catch it on my nose.
What, the whistle?
No, the ball. Now get a load of this, folks. Here goes.
Whee! Look at that, Jimmy.
Excuse me, my friend, but you do the whole show, don't you? Applause and all.
Oh, yes. Do that with my flippers. Just to get my timing right, you know. Must get used to public acclaim.
I'd say it was pretty good, all right.
Oh, pretty good. Nothing. You know, you've never seen a better juggling, balance, and musical act.
Can you dive?
Can a seal dive? I'm Olympic material, I am. Can I dive?
Would you dive down and wake up the wailing whale then? He's got something that belongs to us, and we want him to hurry and give it back.
I thought I saw Wesley hereabouts a while back. Sure, I'll dive down and wake him up. Oh, I'll give him a nip that will make him start, all right. Watch this form. Now, is this grace? Is this diving? Whoa! Back in a minute, folks.
I hope he can wake up the whale. Maybe you won't be able to find him.
Oh, sure he will.
There's Wesley coming up now.
And there's the seal. Hey, that was fast work.
Oh, whoa.
Here he is, folks. Told you I'd wake him up.
Oh, what goes on here?
A seal named Samuel just dived down and woke up the wailing whale for us, Crazy Quill.
Oh, that's very commendable of Samuel.
Oh, don't mention it, my good fellow. Don't mention it.
Oh, woe is me. Woe is me.
What's the matter, Mr. Whale?
Now, that silver star thing of yours is making me most miserable. Here I'm supposed to watch my tummy, and something like this has to happen. Oh, whoa, ho, ho. Whoa, ho, 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 ho. This is killing me.
Oh, what are you laughing at, Wesley? First time in my life I ever heard you laugh.
I can't help it. The star is tickling my insides. Caught my throat. Caught my throat.
Make him sneeze. He'd cough right up, I bet. Somebody tickle him.
Can't any of us reach him. Crazy Quilt, here, you're the longest. You try.
Sure. Just a minute. I'll use my extra fancy tail. There. Tickle, 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 tickle.
Oh, there it goes!
I've got it.
The seal caught it on his nose.
Watch me juggle this.
Come on, Samuel, hand over the silver star.
What's this finesse? Poetry in motion. That's what it is. Zoe!
Oh, look, Cinnamon Bear. Here comes Penelope the Pelican flying low. Haven't seen her around here for months.
Sure enough, it's that pesky pelican.
Please give us our star, Samuel. You might drop it and break it in a million pieces.
Not a chance. I never miss. Just let me give it one more throw and I'll turn it over to you.
Only one more, then. You promise?
I promise. This one will be the highest throw ever made by any seal in the world. Stand back, everyone. Hey, you, Penelope the Pelican. Stop flying around over my head so I can make this record throw.
Please hurry, Samuel.
You should never rush an artist, but here goes. Ta-da! And, that's for the band, And up goes the star, higher and higher and higher.
Oh, Judy, look!
Oh, that pelican caught our silver star.
Snatched it right in midair.
Now, isn't that a nice how do you do?
And a nice how do you do it certainly is. Just imagine it. They get their silver star back from the Wailing Whale only to have it snatched away by Penelope the Pelican. It's beginning to look very much like Judy and Jimmy and the Cinnamon Bear will have to go through a lot more trouble to get it back in time to put on top of their Christmas tree. Or maybe they'll have better luck next time. So let's be sure and listen.
Cinnamon Bear.
And now let's take a look at Judy and Jimmy and their friends, the Cinnamon Bear and the Crazy Quilt Dragon. Things seem to be happening left and right. Wesley, the Wailing Whale, swallowed their silver star and finally got it off his chest when Crazy Quilt tickled him and made him cough it up. Samuel the Seal caught it and started to juggle it. Higher and higher he tossed the star, and then, alack, Penelope the Pelican snatched it in midair and off she flew. As Cinnamon Bear would say, this is a pretty kettle of halibut.
Oh, dear. Every time I think about our star, I want to cry. Seems like we just never will get it back. Don't you suppose we ought to just head out into the root beer ocean and keep looking, Cinnamon Bear?
I don't think that would be so wise, Judy.
Oh, I should say not. Not until I've eaten my 4 barrels of corks. It would be a sad thing for us to get started and then have me get all soaked up with root beer. Oh,
What's funny, Crazy Quilt?
I was just thinking, maybe we could find us a root beer float.
Oh, this is no time for bum jokes, Crazy.
Oh, I thought it rather good myself.
It's not. Now, Judy, I don't think it would do any good to head out into the root beer ocean. We haven't the extra slightest notion of which way the pelican was flying.
Well, right now I don't care much about anything. I'm so hungry.
Food. Now that you mention it, Jimmy, I could trifle with a few dozen lollipops myself.
And sure, and I haven't had any cinnamon buns for some time. If I want to keep extra special ferocious, I just must have my cinnamon buns.
Suppose we all hop on Crazy Quilt's back and get back to land again.
Capital. I'm all dried out now, and it isn't very far. Climb aboard, my friend.
Yeah, how about those inkaboos? Can't we go further up the coast a bit and avoid them? Soak my stuffing if I ever want to meet up with them again.
None of us would, Cinnamon Bear.
I'll head sort of north by east northerly, and that'll bring us to a shore quite a bit out of their territory.
You've no idea how good that sounds to me ears, Crazy Quilt. Come on, let's go.
Sure thing. I'll get you ashore before you can say Jack Robinson.
Jack Robinson.
Oh, that's not fair, Judy. I wasn't ready.
You can't swim that fast, Crazy Quilt, and you know it.
Maybe so, maybe no. But just hang on tight and see how you like this.
He's using his tail for the propeller. Hit along, Casey. Right in the water.
That was a quickie, Crazy Quilt.
I'll say it was.
Oh, I was just poking along.
Oh, you don't say so. Well, if you'd have gone any faster, it would have blown all my fur off.
My goodness, Crazy Quilt. This looks awful steep along here.
Wait a minute.
Who's that over there by that big rock? Why, it's a man. And isn't he funny looking? He hasn't got any sleeves in his coat.
And would you look at that hat? It's so big it completely covers his face.
And look, Judy. Look at all those white rabbits following him. Willikers. Why, there must be about 20 of them.
Oh, it must be. It is.
Is who?
Fade my colors if it isn't that measly magician, Mr. Presto.
You mean he's a bad man, Crazy Quilt?
Oh, no, not that, but he's a bad magician. He takes magic lessons by correspondence.
He means by mail, Judy.
Right, and he insists on trying his half-baked magic on everything and anybody. Last time I met up with him, he practiced a bit on me. I shall never forget it.
Well, what did he do, Crazy Quilt?
Well, pride will not permit me to tell you, Jimmy. My Crazy Quilt ancestors would turn over in their graves.
Greetings, my old friend Crazy Quilt. Greetings and salutations. So glad to see you again. And how's your Uncle Gregory?
He seems very pleasant, Crazy Quilt.
I refuse to make further comment, for a minute anyway.
If he's a magician, maybe he can help us get our silver star back.
Well. This is a treat if I do say so. And who are your friends, Crazy Quilt?
Oh, hello, Presto. May I make you acquainted with Judy and Jimmy and Paddy O'Cinnamon?
How do you do? Any friend of Crazy Quilt's is a friend of mine, as I always say. So glad to see you, and how are you?
How's about a few carrots, huh? Us rabbits is gonna get tough if you don't crack through with some grub, and we don't mean maybe, see?
Pardon me, Mr. Presto, but did that white rabbit say that, or are you a ventriloquist?
No, that was the rabbit, unfortunately. I produced him and about 20 others while I was doing my homework on magic lesson number 4. I take magic lessons by mail, very good, too, but after I produced all these rabbits out of my hat, I couldn't get rid of them. Keep following me around all the time and yelling for carrots. Very annoying, very annoying.
But if you're a magician, why don't you make them disappear? Then they wouldn't bother you.
Alas, I'm unable to do that. Lesson number 5 on how to make white rabbits disappear with nothing up your sleeve was lost in the mail.
Oh, that's too bad. By the way, Mr. Presto, if you don't mind my saying so, I think you ought to get a hat that fits you. It keeps slipping down all over your face all the time. It's twice too big for you.
Good business, fellow, just good business. I'm twice as good as any magician living. Gotta have a hat twice as big.
Maybe so, Presto. But inasmuch as it's resting on your Adam's apple most of the time, it seems to me you're talking through your hat.
Scorn me if you will, Crazy Quilt, but so help me Houdini if you don't mind your tongue. One of these days when I get to lesson 23, I'll turn you into a lounge lizard. And
Says you moldy old magician. Why, I'll pull your hat so far down over your face you'll be able to wear it for a skirt.
Here, control yourself, boys. Control yourself. Calm down.
That's what I say. Besides, I want to ask Mr. Presto here some special questions.
Only too happy to accommodate you, young man. Only too happy to accommodate you.
What I want to know is, why don't you have any sleeves in your coat?
Simple, my child, simple. If I don't have any sleeves, folks will know I have nothing up them.
And are you a good magician, Mr. Presto?
Good, I'm slightly terrific. I'll demonstrate.
Well, there's only one kind of magic we'd be interested in right now. We're awful hungry. Can you get us something to eat?
Food, simplest thing in the world. Learn that in lesson 15. That is the fundamental. So happens that the great Presto is a snozzaroo when it comes to producing eatables. Your orders, please, just name it.
Cinnamon buns for me with currants and plain icing.
Not that I think you can produce anything, Presto. But I could toy with about 3 Loganberry lollipops.
Well, I want something that's regular food. You can make mine a ham and egg sandwich, and you don't have to toast it either.
I think I'd like that too, Mr. Presto.
All simple stuff. I'll start with the ham and egg sandwiches first. I place my hat on the ground, cover it with my kerchief, a few choice words, hocus pocus, ipso facto, abracadabra, and razzmatazz. Remove the handkerchief from the hat and...
You've got the makings all right, but I don't think I could eat a real live pig and a chicken.
Up to your old stuff, eh, Presto?
Am I mortified? So sorry. Million apologies. How about a few card tricks?
I'm afraid you're a frost, Presto. Now, how about finding lost things? Are you any good at that?
Right down my alley. Lesson 17. What have you lost?
It's our silver star, Mr. Presto. It belongs on top of our Christmas tree, and we just got to get it back.
Silver star? Excuse me while I go into a quick trance. Oh, I'm getting it. Oh, it's traveling over water. Oh, a bird has it. A pelican has it.
That's more like it.
You're all right, Presto. You're all right.
If you're so good at knowing where things are, perhaps your magic can bring back Penelope the pelican, back with the silver star.
Simplicity itself. In a moment, you'll see her step out of my silk hat. Watch a wave of the wand this time. And behold the pelican.
That's no pelican. It's a halibut.
Such goings on. Nothing sacred anymore, not even us halibut. Please do, sir, and goodbye.
Oh, please, just a slight error someplace. Let me try again. Behold.
Don't look now, Presto, but I think you've got something there.
Why, it's a penguin.
Yes, a penguin I am, and if I may say so, raspberries to all of you. Goodbye.
Please, I beg of you, just one more chance.
All right, but this is the last time.
Behold.
You did it. It's Penelope.
Hooray!
That this should happen to me. Penelope Pettifer Pelican, descended from a long line of respectable pelicans. You'll answer for this. I'll write a letter, that's what I'll do. You'll hear from me, sir. How dare you interrupt a blue-blooded pelican when she's flying along and minding her own business? Why, your cheap vaudeville magic jerked me so violently, I thought I'd lose my back feathers, and then to be pulled out of a silk hat. Let's see the label. Oh, cheap stuff, and second-hand at that.
Where's our silver star you took away from the seal when he was juggling it?
Oh, that thing. A pretty bauble, too. Well, I was flying over the island of Obi when this 10th-rate magician jerked the daylights out of me and I dropped it.
Oh, dear.
Did you see where it landed on the island?
How could I? It all happened like a flash. And now, if you ruffians are quite finished, good day. And wait till my congressman hears about this, the very idea.
Oh, whatever will we do now? We're farther away from the silver star than ever.
Oh, don't cry, Judy. Be a regular twin, not a sniffly girl.
All right, Jimmy.
Well, Presto, what have you to say for yourself now?
Nothing, absolutely nothing. I am abject. I am prostrate. I feel like a snake in the grass.
What?
Goodness, he is a snake in the grass.
Oh, sure enough. He turned right into one. And watch him wriggle away.
And let's hope he stays that way for some time. He's nothing but a nuisance.
So that's that. Well, let's not waste our time crying about what's happened. Let's start off and look for something to eat and a boat to get us over to the island of Obi.
You're right, Cinnamon Bear. Let's see what's around the other side of this rock. Come on, Jimmy. Come on, Crazy Quill.
Okay, Judy.
All right,
run
but
around.
be careful.
Mind
What's that in your rock? It's slippery.
Oh, what's this? Look, right up against the rock.
Why, it's a chest. Yeah, it looks like a pirate chest that you read about.
Why, so it does. And see what's written on it. Private property of Captain Taffy. Hands off.
Let's open it. Maybe there's gold in it.
Now, I'll take this side, and Jimmy, you take that other side over there. And we can
Gee, Willikers, listen.
Wow! We're surrounded.
Pirates, we're done for.
Oh, Jimmy.
Pirates. That's bad. Yes, indeed. From all I've read and heard about pirates, they're not especially good people to meet up with. Not at all. And next time we'll find out just what's in store for poor Judy and Jimmy and Cinnamon Bear and Crazy Quill.
And here's the Cinnamon Bear.
Well, we left Judy and Jimmy and their friends in a pretty tight spot last time. You probably remember how Mr. Presto, the correspondence school magician, made several passes at his big silk hat and conjured up Penelope the Pelican, who had made off with the silver star. Unfortunately, however, when Mr. Presto exerted his magic power to pull Penelope back, he did it so violently that she dropped the star on the island of Obi. Then, to crown their misfortunes, they were about to open an interesting-looking chest, which they found on the beach, when all of a sudden they were surrounded by pirates. And I must say, they look most ferocious.
Oh, Jimmy, I'm so scared. What do you suppose these pirates will do to us?
Willikers, I don't know, Judy. Gee, we didn't even touch their chest.
What right have you pirates to molest us? We were minding our own business.
Hey, you'll find out soon enough, won't you, mateys? Hey, we We can't take this dragon. He's too big for the rowboat.
Maybe he'll be able to rescue us like he did before.
I sure hope so.
You two children in the bear, you follow us.
Where do you want to take us?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I sure would, all right. And what's more, you can't take Judy and Patty O'Cinnamon or me if you don't tell us.
Well. Now, what would you do, huh?
Well, why should I tell you if you won't tell me where you're taking us?
Hey, he'd make a good pirate, wouldn't he, matey? Well, my little landlubber, I'll tell you. We're taking you with us on board our ship.
Me too?
Oh, definitely you.
Well, why me?
Well, you're all far too curious for your own good. You'll know in good time.
If you don't need me, I have a very pressing engagement.
Oh, you can go whenever you like. The sooner the better. Scat!
In spite of your undignified rejoinder, I take my leave.
Goodbye, Crazy Quilt Dragon.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Crazy Quilt, old pal.
Goodbye, my friend. Just wait until I find a few barrels of corks. Goodbye.
Well, all ready? Forward. One-Eyed Joe and Black Ben, take the treasure chest.
Ready.
Barnaby Bright, you and Cox and Charlie stand by to shove off the boat.
Aye.
And the rest of you assist our friends into the boat.
I don't like the way they're laughing at all.
It does have a very unpleasant ring to my ears.
Jimmy, take my hand.
All right. I won't let them hurt you, Judy, no matter what.
Are we all ready? Aye. Then let's go. All hands to the oars. Aye. Shove off. There, we're off. Heave ho, my hearties. For the ship. Heave. Ho! Heave. Ho! Heave. Ho! Heave.
I sight the ship, mate.
Ahoy, the Susie Q! Ahoy below! What do you report? Treasure and captive!
Oh, Jimmy, now we're captives again. I hope they won't treat us like those old Incaboos.
Oh, I don't think so, Judy. After all, those Incaboos were just blotter people. And these pirates are folks just like us. And maybe they won't want to make pirates out of us.
Excuse me. I never could be a sailor, much less a pirate. These ocean waves are very hard on my stuffing.
Ahoy above! Ahoy below! Throw us a rope! Aye, aye! Let down the gangplank. We have a lady with us. A lady!
Oh, no, I'm not a lady. I'm just a little girl.
Madam, you may be just a little girl at home, but with pirates, you're a lady. May I offer you an arm?
No, thank you, Mr. Pirate. If I have to go, I want Jimmy to go with me. We're twins.
As you wish, madam. Up you go. And now the bear. All right, hoist the longboat. Aye, aye. And now, where may we conduct our captives to Captain Taffy?
He's on the bridge, mate.
Thanks. This way, please.
Oh, dear.
Gee whiz, this sure is a big ship, all right. What did he call it?
I believe he called it the Susie Q.
And now I bring you before our jolly captain. Captain, our prisoners.
Welcome to our pirate ship.
Now, just a minute. Judy's my twin sister, and I gotta take care of her. And if you're gonna make us walk the plank and everything, you better look out, all right.
Well, who said anything about walking planks?
Aren't you pirates? And don't pirates make people walk planks?
Only old-fashioned pirates. Bosun, pipe the chest before us.
Aye, aye.
Open her up.
Oh, why, it's all candy.
Sure enough.
Gee, coffee and caramel, chocolate creams. Oh, my goodness.
Cinnamon sticks, my favorite brand.
You see, we're a new kind of pirate.
What do you mean by that?
We'll tell you all about ourselves in our song. Barnaby Bright, strike up our chanting.
Aye, aye, sir.
We're known as candy buccaneers and pirating's our pleasure. We never hunt for buried gold, 'cause candy is our treasure. The very thought of pirate loot is quite enough to bore us. But when we sight a candy bar, we shout and sing this chorus. Hey, 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 candy ho, there's candy to the starboard. Sing yo ho ho and a bottle of pop. Hey, 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 candy ho, there's candy to the starboard. Sing yo ho ho and a bottle of pop. Walking planks and fighting duels may be quite fine and dandy, but if there's fighting to be done, we'd rather fight for candy. We're very fond of jelly beans, of lollipops and taffy, and when we capture chocolate fudge, we're positively daffy. Candy ho, there's candy to the starboard. Sing yo ho ho and a bottle of pop. Hey, hey, hey. Candy ho, there's candy to the starboard. Sing yo ho ho and a bottle of pop.